Pop culture is more than just entertainment. It's a lens into society, relationships, and human behavior. I'm Grace, and here on the Grace Report, we dive into stories beyond the headlines. Whether it's reality TV drama, celebrity scandals, or royal family intrigue, I'm here to break it all down. What it means, why it matters, and how it reflects the world we live in. Join the conversation, share your take, and let's make sense of the culture shaping our lives one story at a time. Good morning, sunshine. Happy Monday. Real quick, before I forget, do y'all remember on Friday's episode of the Morning Report, I told y'all I was going to go to Montmartre. There was a Montmartre festival taking place and blah, blah. I went over the weekend. I went twice, actually. Friday night with one of my friends, and there was nothing. We arrived at like 9:30. There was nothing. So I was like, oh, that's weird, because we were talking about DJ sets and all these things. Like, we were trying to like follow the music. There was no music to be heard, no music to be followed. So we just found a nice patio, and we drank some vin chaud, hot wine, muddled wine, I guess, and just gossiped, right? So that was the Friday night. And then Saturday during the day, I was like, okay, well, since I went late last night, maybe like we had just missed it. Maybe it's a daytime festival, right? So why not go, en plein après-midi, in the middle of the afternoon? So go with another friend. And this time you hear some like kind of like marching band music, but there's no marching band, and like just one person or two people like playing instruments. There's like only 2 or 3 stands. Yeah, like they really advertised this thing and hyped it up like it was this major thing, and it was nothing. I was so freaking disappointed. So that's why, or wait, I did take a picture that I was supposed to put on my Instagram. I'll put that on my Instagram of us drinking the hot wine. But yeah, that's why you didn't see all the commotion on my Instagram that I promised, because it was a nothing burger. Very, very disappointing. Anyway, it's never disappointing being here for the Morning Report and chatting with you all. Let's see who we've got here. And y'all, if you can, please let me know where you're watching from. I want to let these folks know we're worldwide, baby. I know we always have some Americans, of course, Australians. We've always got our Irish, our English. Canadians, of course, are always representing, but who else is out here? I know we've got Malen. Malen is Dutch, if I'm not mistaken, right? So let's see who we got here. And I know we've got our Spanish boo as well. Gala's in the house. Michelle, Ashley, BB, and my other channel members. Did you guys get to see that video I made for you guys? More chapters of Janelle's book. I hope you enjoyed it over the weekend. Good morning, Leah, Lynn, Kahara, Ali, Acacia, Angela, El Michelle, Miranda. Good morning, Amelia, Spazkaz, Larissa, Cami, Jody, Fluffy. Tyrell's back. We missed you last week, Tyrell. Nice to see you back, Tyrell. Loose Cannon's here as well. Good morning, Monica Garcia. Ooh la la, Monica, she's got a new photo for us. Y'all know me with a new photo. Let's see. I love this photo. It's making me miss summer already. It's only been like 3 days of fall, and I'm already missing summer so much. Lovely. You look absolutely gorgeous in your new photo, Monica. Good morning. Oh, she's watching in Vegas. Oh, Monica's in LA. Luce is in Houston, just like Acacia. That's awesome. Hey, Jody's in Ohio. Cynthia's in Nevada. Michelle's in Texas. Larissa's in Texas. Texas in the house. Am I doing this right? The Longhorns? Oh, guys, I do want to visit Texas, in the United States. I want to visit Texas. And I think there's another place I wanted to visit. I forgot what it was. Alaska. I would love to visit Alaska as well one day, but that's going to be like in the distant future. Good morning, Cami from Madera, California. Oh, you live in sunny California, Cami? That is awesome. Aaliyah's back. Oh my God, I haven't seen you in forever. Wow. Nice to see you again. Looking fly as ever, Aaliyah. Wow. Welcome. Cells in Delaware. Oh, we've got our boots on the ground. This is amazing. I hope that you could give us some intel if you ever run into her in the city. Wow, that is so cool. Wow. Stella, I had no idea that you were out there. Allie's in Chicago. That's true. Chi-Town in the house. I love it. Oh, Tyrell couldn't comment. Well, I'm happy you're now here with us in the live chat. What? The audio in the Janelle book didn't work? Are you kidding me? That is okay. Well, thanks for telling me. I'll have to go back and see what happened there and re-record that for you if I can't find the correct audio. That's crazy. That's crazy. Are you kidding me? That book is so painful to get through. Don't tell me I have to go back to reading it. That chapter. South Carolina's in the house. Love that, Gala. I've only made it up to North. South Carolina sounds cool as well. I actually really did like North Carolina as well. Evie's from Hertfordshire, UK. Katie's from Virginia. Longhorns or Houston. Whoop, whoop, represent. I really want to go to Houston for not for Kail. I saw comments about Kail for Beyonce. Do y'all have a statue for Beyonce over there in Houston, you guys? Just asking. Is that like, am I a little bit too parasocial with my B? Just saying. Good morning, Ronnie. So nice to see you. Rebecca. Guys, Rebecca lives in frickin' paradise. I'm ready to cry. Turks and Caicos. Are you on vacation there or do you literally live there, Rebecca? Because if you live there, I'm going to cry of jealousy. I'm happy for you. I really am. Elaine is from Albuquerque, New Mexico, USA. That is so cool. Hello. I think this is my first viewer from Albuquerque. That is so cool. Okay, so more of you guys are telling me that there's no audio on that video. Damn it. So sorry, you guys. I'm going to make a note to myself to go check that out, okay? Fix audio on Janelle book. Now, thankfully, at least for this one, it appears as though we don't have any audio issues. Thank God. I'm knocking on wood that it stays that way because we've got a lot of show to discuss today. We're going to talk about who's headlining next year's Super Bowl halftime show. Kandi Burruss from the Real Housewives of Atlanta taking her ring off after how many years of marriage? I think she's been married for a good 10 years at this point, right? Darcy from 90 Day Fiance sparking breakup, divorce rumors with her husband, Georgie. Tiger Lily announces a separation / breakup from her husband, Adnan. And then Kail is punishing her boyfriend, Black Isaac. We're going to get into that as well as sharing some photos from Selena Gomez's wedding. Can I just say, I loved Selena Gomez's wedding bob. It looked really good on her. Listen, I love a good vintage old Hollywood style hair, but especially when it's like a nice little bob. She looked really, really good at her wedding. I love that for her. So shout out to her. Y'all know, when it comes to her groom, je suis pas convaincue. Sorry, guys. I don't know. But congratulations to her. She looked lovely nonetheless. So let's get into Bad Bunny, you guys. He just announced that he is indeed going to be doing one American date or concert next year. This was a big controversy for him when he announced his tour dates and his tour stops for his album. The United States of America was noticeably absent, right? And so people were wondering, how is that? Is that not like his biggest market? Why would he skip out on performing in the USA? He later said that it was due to fears of ICE raids and stuff like that for his fans. But he is touring across Latin America. He's touring across Europe, all these other places. And now he's announced that he's decided to do one stop, one concert in the US, and that it's going to be the Super Bowl. I'm actually quite surprised by this because I didn't even think about him as a front runner for the Super Bowl halftime show. And it's for no particular reason because he is incredibly popular. He is one Puerto Rico in the house. We got Selena from Puerto Rico. Love it. He is a fantastic artist. He's one of the most popular artists, one of the most streamed artists out there. So it really is a no-brainer that he would be performing, right, for the Super Bowl halftime show. So I really, really love that for him. Congratulations to him. I'm looking forward. Guys, and it's funny because my friend and I, when we were in Montmartre trying to find the festival, and we couldn't find it, and we just got to a patio and we decided to have some of our vin chaud. we're like talking about the Bad Bunny concert, and if we wanted to see him in Paris, like his Paris tickets, they sold out really quick. So I was like, maybe we can go to Milan to watch him, because I think they still have some tickets there. But we're waiting until last minute because, you know, typically people resell their tickets, like because they find out something comes up and they won't be able to go watch. So I'm actually hoping to see him here in Paris. I really, really love his music. Y'all know I love my salsa dancing, my bachata dancing, and we do dance a lot to him in my classes. So yeah, it's gonna be so fun. Kaylin's from Atlanta. Hey, ATL. San Antonio's in the house as well. Love, 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 love. Rebecca says, I live here, but I was away when Kail and Elijah were here. Oh, you missed out on the action. Oh, wait. You live in Turks and Caicos. Oh my God, I'm so jealous of you, Rebecca. I am so jealous. What a dream. East PA girl is from, you guessed it, Pennsylvania. Love, love, love. Hi, Ashley from Ohio. Good morning, Deshaun. Good morning, Ramal. BB says, as a Latina, I am booming. Halftime show, dude. Disaster Bunny. Oh, you're booing. Why are you booing? Why are you booing? What is wrong with Bad Bunny? I love him. You don't like him? Please spill the tea. Lou says, I don't care for the bunny. I'm a Latina, but I think his... she says, I don't care, but the rest of your message cut out. Jaleesa says, Bad Bunny. I am so freaking proud. I cried and screamed when I heard that. So beautiful. Viva Puerto Rico. Yes, I'm so, so happy. I think this is a huge, huge, huge moment, and I'm really looking forward to watching his show play out. Listen, Allie, that's about as much as I know. Where this thing is going to go, I have no clue, but I'm really, really excited. Ashley says, Conejo Malo. ¿Qué quieres decir, Conejo Malo? No entiendo, lo siento. What does that mean? Conejo. I don't know Conejo, but this doesn't sound great. Jessica says, I want to go see him in Italy. There you go. Like unfortunately for his fans in the US, you guys are going to have to kind of travel to get to see him. But honestly, like, why not make a vacation out of it, right? So once again, shout out to Bad Bunny. Congratulations to him on his Super Bowl halftime show. I think he's going to do a fantastic job. I've been seeing nothing but great reviews of his tour so far from what I've seen on social media and in the press. And so I don't expect any less for the Super Bowl halftime show. Next up, you guys, I want to talk about Kandi Burruss and her ring. Kandi Burruss, remember when she got engaged to her husband, Todd Tucker, and her mom, Mama Joyce, was meddling all up in it. She couldn't be any more upset that her daughter was going to be marrying Todd, right? That was like 10 years ago. And Kandi has worn that engagement ring with pride. I think it was a cluster ring, and there's nothing wrong with cluster rings in my opinion, but her mother was hating so hard on the fact that that's what her engagement ring was. Y'all remember it? Let me see if I can find some pictures of it. But she wore that thing everywhere. And you know what? Can I tell you guys? I do think it's important to get a ring that you can wear, because, I was talking about this to my friend, because she got engaged and, she's here in Paris and she does not feel comfortable wearing her engagement ring. And, it's about half a carat, which, by the standards here is quite big, I guess. And so she doesn't feel comfortable wearing it. So she's wearing kind of like another kind of just like a piece of jewelry from, one of her favorite jewelry stores in place of her engagement ring. And I just have to say, I personally love that Kandi went for a ring that she felt comfortable wearing on a daily basis. Even though her mom clowned her, maybe some of her co-stars clowned her because, again, it wasn't this big kind of Super Bowl type of ring or anything like that. And we all know Kandi is rich. Kandi can buy up the whole reunion set crowd, everybody on the couch. Remember, they were saying that and everything. She does not like to be ostentatious. She likes to be comfortable. This was the ring. You used to always see her with it. But in this People magazine generational spread that they did featuring herself, her mother, and her daughter, you notice that on her left hand, there is no ring, right? And here's another photo just to kind of further drive home the point. But funny enough, when I went through her Instagram page, I noticed that it's actually been a while since Kandi was pictured wearing her engagement ring, you guys, or even her wedding band. She used to sometimes not wear the engagement ring, but just wear the band. But these days, she's completely bare-fingered. She's not wearing either one of those. And I got to ask you guys, why do you think that is? Is there trouble in paradise for Kandi and Todd? Like, does this mean that this is the end, or is she just entering an era of no longer wanting to wear rings? Because that happens to people, right? Sometimes, maybe your finger starts getting irritated because you've been wearing it for so long. Maybe, maybe your fingers have swelled or something like that. Like, I don't know. But she hasn't been wearing any kind of ring since August, right? So last month. Ali says she didn't get a push ring upgrade. Nope, she sure didn't. Right. But here's the thing. Isn't she like a very simple, down to earth kind of girl? Like, not really into the whole bling bling, the pomp and circumstance of it all. Oh, thanks so much, FBI. That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much for being here. You're so sweet for this lovely message. Thank you. That really, really made my day as well. So happy to have you here, Boom. Kandi's always been a really laid back and simple kind of person. So I never saw her wanting anything like big and gaudy, like, remember a Kim hat or a Nene hat or anything like that. Very curious. Funny enough, one of my friends, he's been paxed, which is like a step below marriage here in France, to his partner for about 10 years. And he always wears a ring on that finger. And they came over for dinner yesterday, actually, and he was not wearing his ring for the first time ever since I've known him. So, and they came together and they were looking loved up. So I was like, hey, what happened to your ring? What, is something, like, I don't know, like, is something wrong with it? Did it break? Like, what's tea on that? So, things can happen. She hasn't yet addressed this, but this is definitely something that's got a lot of people talking. And I want to know what y'all think about it. Money Swiper says, I take mine off a lot just because I don't like rings that much. And I totally get it. My friend said that was another thing for her too. For her, she says, when I wash my hands, I have to take my ring off and really just like wash, like I don't wash my hands with my rings on. And so that's another thing that made her scared because, when you take your ring off, you put it down somewhere, and she's scared of losing her real engagement ring, like in a public restroom or something like that, right? Oh, Michelle says, I bet Portia's happy. Do you think that Todd is rich enough for Portia? Do you think that Portia's going to swoop in on him? Why Island said, I've done same as your friend. I have a 1 carat, but cook and clean, use my hands a lot with my kids. So I wear my band every day, but wear my engagement ring for special occasions. Love that. And I think that that's what my friend is going to do. I think that when she gets married next year, she's going to wear the band all the time, but the engagement ring is a special occasion thing. And then she might just like pair the band with like the ring that she has now. And honestly, the ring that she has now, like as her replacement or whatever, it's really cute. It's very vintagey kind of a vibe. And I really love it for her. Lou says ATL is a hard place for marriage. It seems it would be sad if they split. And I agree, honestly. Like, I feel like if you find a good one, in ATL, especially in the circles that Kandi runs in, like you got to do everything to hang on to it, right? It's really, really sad to see that fall apart because that seems like a really difficult place to date in. Ali says she might not want to resize it. See, that's the thing. And that's actually the same thing that my friend said yesterday, Ali, because he said that it was starting to cause irritation or indentation to his finger. In the summer, his finger swelled. And so one of our other friends was like, oh, why don't you get it resized? He says, no, because for him, his ring, it was passed down to him from his late grandfather. And so he just does not want to touch it at all. Akeisha says, I'm not surprised. I always thought Todd was an opportunist, but 10 years, he put in time, he put in work, but it would also be coincidental, right? Quote unquote coincidental. If after that golden 10-year mark is when things fall apart conveniently. Just saying, Camila from Argentina. How beautiful. My friends and I are thinking of going to Latin America. I don't know if the trip's coming together though. I think it's going to fall through again, unfortunately, but I might even have to make it a solo trip or like a couples trip or something like that to go to Colombia, to go to Argentina, to go to Brazil as well. Oh my God. I want to have mate, real mate in Argentina because I had it. Some Argentinians shared it with me in it was in Malaga. Where was I? What was that island? Mallorca. In Mallorca, there were so many Argentinians there, and so I was chatting with some of them who owned the store, and they shared their mate with me. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to go to Argentina. First of all, this accent. Oh my God, que rico. I love it. Wow, that's so nice. Anyway, you guys, let's keep an eye out on this Kandi Burruss story. I hope things are going okay with her and Todd. Remember, they've got young children between the two of them. Riley's good. She's grown. Kayla's good. She's grown. I know things were contentious in their relationship because of her meddling mother, Joyce, but I would really hate to hear that Mother Joyce really did end up ruining this relationship for Kandi. I really don't like her mom. She's funny, right? For us to watch because she's not our mom. But like, just imagine having her as your mom trying to come between you and anybody you date because she wants to have all of your money and just, like she grosses me out, to be quite honest with you guys. So I really, really do hope that it has nothing to do with her. The way she treated Todd and his mother, she called her mother, like his mother, a prostitute, called his dad the pimp, all sorts of things. She was even still nasty to him when his mother died. Like, she's a very, very just nasty, vile person. I almost said creature, right? Just a disgusting, disgusting person through and through. And I would really hate for that to have been the reason for the fallout between Kandi and Todd, if there even is a fallout between Kandi and Todd, because as of right now, these are just assumptions, right? We're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see how things ultimately end up playing out, right? Baby says you're gonna have to go to El Salvador. Oh my God, that would be really amazing too. Honestly, I want to explore everywhere, you guys. Like, and that's the thing. This is why I love solo traveling and I really preach for it. But it's been years since I solo traveled, 2 years. But I really need to get back into it because when you try to coordinate with people, it's really difficult. Things always fall through, and sometimes you just have to go and do it on your own. So if this does not work out with my gal pals, my Canadian girls, I might have to go on my own. And one of my gal pals might be watching this. So I'm just letting you know, this is a warning shot, Julie, if you're watching. And it really, really is. I can't wait. And thank you, Jody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jaleesa says, we can't let that old hag win. Todd and Kandi for life. Amen. I really like them together. I like them, and I would hate for Kandi to go through another, heartbreak. Jaleesa says, I also have to side eye Kandi for allowing, and I agree, her mom to always disrespect Todd. She let her mom get away with way too much. Crystal, I'm from the ATL, and Kandi and Todd are not getting a divorce, and they have an open marriage on the DL is word on the street. You know what? I'm not surprised because of that dungeon freaky stuff they get up to, right? Like, it's giving T.I. and Tiny a little bit, but like hopefully with consent. Just saying. She said, Crystal also says they're swingers. That I don't doubt. That I don't doubt at all. Huh. I guess she's just sick of wearing the ring for now. Listen, you're wearing a ring on your hand every day for over a decade. Maybe your finger starts getting itchy, I don't know. Things happen. Fluffy says, I feel bad because I've been married 16 years and maybe wore my ring for a week altogether. Damn. I always had to take it off for work, cleaning or cooking, and I would just forget to put it back on. Listen, it happens, like it happens sometimes. And I totally get it. And, I hope you got to see in the live chat that quite a few people can relate to you as well. Like, so, not everybody is able to just wear the ring and keep it on like forever, right? A lot of people are like that too, though, that they just never take it off. Wendy Williams used to talk about it. She's like, there's probably so much lotion and gunk trapped in this thing, but I don't care. I am never taking it off type vibes, So it's really funny to see like, the spectrum, right, of where people fall. So that's really cool news. But I'm hoping that, it's just a ring. The ring didn't mean a thing, but the marriage is still intact. Keep your fingers crossed, you guys. Now, why don't we get into some of these 90-day fiance breakup announcements that are going on, okay? Or trouble in paradise announcements, I should say. So first, we've got Darcy. Darcy is accusing her husband, Georgie, of using her. And this is not the first time that she has accused him of such a thing. In fact, it's something that she's accused him of on the show. She actually claimed that he was going to leave her, go for another woman, a younger woman, now that he's used her to have his residency in the United States. Well, what happened essentially was that on Instagram, he wished her a happy birthday as his beautiful wife and everything. And then she responded, well, first of all, let's read his post. Happy birthday to my beautiful queen, Darcy. Love you endlessly. The best is yet to come. You're not even halfway there, right? Then he posted a lovely photo of the two of them together. And then Darcy commented saying, take me off your Instagram. I don't wish to be on your social media. Don't wish to be used anymore. And as you could see from the comment section, people were already very quick to claim that these two are just stirring up some controversy in order to secure a spot on 90 Day Fiance, The Last Resort, which is a spin-off version of the show where couples who are going through difficult moments, considering breaking up, go work with experts in order to mend their relationships. I remember Yara and Jovi being on it. There was Angela and Michael. There was Kalani and Asuelu, and many more people as well. I'm actually quite sad that Chantal and Pedro never did it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they never did it, right, you guys? So there's that. And you know what? Honestly, at face value, I go, okay, you know, maybe that is a thing. But then especially when we also got word from Tiger Lily around the same time that she and Adnan were going to be separating. At that point, it's like, okay, this is a little bit too coincidental, to be honest, right? So she posted a photo of them from their wedding, right? This is where they were at their wedding in Jordan. Very, very lovely wedding. The two of them looked really beautiful. And then she put this kind of like to signify a breakup. And the following caption. 2 years ago today, I stood here in this dress, believing it was forever. Some forevers and sooner than we dreamed. Love doesn't conquer all. Forever can't survive without unity, safety, and trust. I walk forward with peace, my children, and the new blessing I carry quietly, which is kind of scary because it kind of sounds like she might be saying that she's pregnant again by this man, which I don't know. I got to be honest with you guys. I'm behind an episode or two on 90 Day Fiance, which I actually think I'll be watching after filming this because I do have to fix my manicure. But I saw a big transformation in the way that Tiger Lily dressed from the start of her time on 90 Day Fiance to now, right? The last time I saw her, I was quite startled by the way that she kind of just went all black, all covered up. And so to me, this announcement, it did seem inevitable. I do have to say that I wouldn't be surprised if it were true that the two of them were breaking up, because it feels like this guy has sucked the life out of her, is a control freak, and is trying to almost, you know, subjugate her as a wife and whatnot. And I just really do not like to see that sort of dynamic play out. And I felt really sad for her the last time that I saw her. Just saying. Did you guys see her recently? Let me see if I could find a photo of what I'm talking about. I don't even remember where I saw her, to be honest with you guys, but I just remember seeing her and gasping, like, that cannot be the same woman, right? Who went and got herself all redone, loves to sparkle, loves to shine, and then boom, you know, all of a sudden, she's all completely covered up in black. Like, here it is. It was a birthday that they were doing for their son, Zayn. Hang on, let me get you guys a screenshot. Actually, you know what? I think it might even be better for myself to go ahead and share the screen. BB says, Darcy, poor thing looking for love. Amen. She needs to give it to herself. Give it to yourself and the rest will follow. Love starts with yourself. Cara says, I'm glad Tiger Lily has left Adnan. That guy was the worst. He really was, honestly. But everybody tried to warn her. Anybody could see that coming up, could have seen that coming a mile away. I don't know why she ignored all of the great advice she received. Carter also says he keeps trying to change her disgusting behavior. I hate that. He really tried to act like he was so liberal, open-minded and everything. But as soon as he trapped her with a baby and he got his foot in the door in the US, everything completely changed. And I just, my stomach dropped for her. Truly, truly, truly. I remember when they were doing like the doctor checkup, he didn't even really want a male doctor checking on her for her pregnancy and all that stuff. I'm like, oh God, here we go. Melen says it was a scheme that Todd's, Melen's here, set up to come to you with the bulls. Boom. Yup. Listen, as much as we love to tease Todd and everything, I really like him for Kandi, and I would be really sad if, if they truly did break up. So fingers crossed that they're still together. So you guys, this is what I was referring to when I said that there was a moment where I saw Tiger Lily completely, covered up in black and everything. And I was just quite shocked to see her, look at the difference between the two of them. It looks like it's hot outside. And then he's all like this. The kids all in the shorts and stuff. And then she's like this. And then, when you compare that to the way that she usually is, right? If that were her normal personality, okay, whatever. But she is a va-va-voom vixen type of girl. Look at her. This is like her normal style of dress, So yeah, I was quite saddened to see that. But I digress. I really hope that she's okay and that she has a good support system, because she already talked about going through a lot of control in her prior marriage and whatnot. So very, very sad if she falls into that pattern again. Kate says, I feel like this is hinting at them being on the last resort. Exactly. I think that both couples maybe contractually they were obligated to kind of share a little bit of a something to get tongues wagging. I feel like Jax Taylor these days because I've completely forgotten all of these very simple, easy expressions and whatnot. It's so funny. Not get tails wagging, get tongues wagging. My God. And Jaleesa, I think that's our next story. Yep, that's actually our next story. I'm going to need to take a little bit of a water break because I am thirsty AF. But that is our next story. So you guys, if you're enjoying today's episode of The Morning Report, please don't hesitate to go ahead and give it a thumbs up so YouTube knows you enjoy my content. I'm going to take a quick little water break. But on the flip side, when I come back, we're going to be talking about Kail and her new boyfriend, Black Isaac, how she's been punishing him. And then we're going to wrap it up by talking about Selena Gomez's wedding to Benny Blanco. Yes, we got a word from some of our sponsors. Again, please give this stream a like if you're having a great time, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye. The Morning Report is brought to you by Philo. Watch your favorite shows and movies from over 70 different channels, including MTV, TLC, WeTV, and more for only $28 a month. Get a free trial today by clicking the link in the description box of this video to get your free trial up and running. Tired of learning languages in boring, frustrating ways? Try TalkPal. TalkPal is your personal AI language tutor. It teaches you languages in fun, engaging ways. It gives you real-time feedback, assesses your pronunciation, and the learning process is personalized just for you. Join millions of other learners and start your language learning journey today. And we are back. I am refreshed. And yes, Milan, I completely agree. Like when he was talking about he could do anything he wants because he's a man and stuff, like he is viciously sexist and it's quite scary. You know, honestly, Tiger Lily, well, how do you look at this like man child and get attracted to him and decide that you want to go have babies with him? Like it's just so astounding to me, but I digress. Now, speaking of how do you look at this person and decide you want to get into a relationship with them, let's talk about Kail Lowry and Black Isaac, shall we? That is her new boyfriend, and she's actually kind of like low-key confirming that she is in a relationship in the most recent episode of the Coffee Convos podcast. So there's a moment where she and Lindsay are playing a game, whether something is toxic or kind of like evil genius sort of thing. And she kind of hints at how she's been punishing her boyfriend, right? But before we get there, why don't we talk about something else that she's up to, which is quite strange. I remember there was a time where she had a guest on her Barely Famous podcast who talked about how a lot of these young girls these days, when they get a little bit of social media fame or reality TV fame, they turn to X work, right, in order to keep money going. And they both heavily criticized it, even though Kail had done some OnlyFans feet work before. Well, here she is. She has officially made the announcement that she is selling photos and videos of her feet on a website called Feet Finder. And she only had her profile up for less than 24 hours before two people sent her a request. One guy asked her for a tickle torture video. So he wanted her either completely topless or in a bra or in a bikini top with her hands tied above her head and somebody tickling her and her begging for mercy. Okay. Then the second person wanted like her very smelly used socks. You know, for somebody who brags so much about having millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, a lot of investments here, there, and everywhere, I really do not understand why it is that she would need to resort to this sort of thing. Right. I just do not understand it at all. I feel like it's inviting very weird, depraved, like just creepy energy in your life. Right. Like people who purchase this sort of thing, the men who purchase this sort of thing, like there's just something really icky about this industry, in my humble opinion. I understand when people have to do this because they don't have anything else or whatever. But again, when you're talking about making millions upon millions, half of your brand is showing your children this, that, and the other. To also be associated with this sort of stuff is very, very weird, in my personal opinion. I'm kind of curious how you guys feel about it, you know, because I don't know, like, and you see this with the other people, right? Remember when Kate and Ty were doing their OnlyFans? They were, you know, on one slide, and Janelle is this way too, right? In one slide, it's themselves with the kids or just the kids, then afterwards, what happens? They're posting like these ads for you to go watch them nude or like for X work and stuff. And it's just such a weird mix that I really can never just wrap my mind around. It's just too weird for me. But I digress. She did say that this is something that she cleared with at least one of her baby daddies as well. And again, we know that her children are on social media, Isaac especially. Do I call him White Isaac? What do I call her? Isaac. I don't know. Isaac. He's on social media. He follows her and stuff. So do you promote this type of stuff on your account that your son follows you on? Like, this whole thing is just very strange in my opinion, right? Anyway, let's get into her punishing Black Isaac now, right? So that's her new boyfriend. He got the rights to the Isaac name in the house. That's why the other one had to be renamed. So they were playing this game. It's like, is this evil genius or is this toxic, right? And somebody was saying that, wrote into them and said that whenever they're fighting with their significant other, they stop doing the little things that they used to do for their significant other. Like, oh, I don't know, making you a cup of coffee in the morning, or being the one to clean your windshield or something like that, put things away, do your laundry, whatever. And Kail says, you know what, that's not toxic. Maybe kind of like is immature, but I wouldn't consider it toxic because I'm doing it too, in my relationship. So there you go, you guys. Confirmation that our girl is indeed in a relationship, you guys. Dun, 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 dun. And so she says that she's not feeling something that he did. She's pissed off at him. And so to punish him, she's decided to stop doing the little things that he likes. And maybe that means that she got the car repo that she might have bought for him or something like that. I don't know what that means in Kail land, right? Maybe that means she cut off his allowance, docked it by $5. I don't know, right? And so apparently he realized that she was doing that. And so they're going to be having a discussion about the problems or why it is that she is currently upset in their relationship. Just saying. Y'all don't seem to be too happy. Oh, actually, this is a new picture of your dog, by the way. It's so stinky and cute. Oh my God, absolutely adorable. Yeah, like I just don't get it, right? And I did see somebody else saying, selling her used clothes and stuff. Does she actually have as much money as she wants us to believe? Because the moves that she's making, I don't know. Like either it's somebody who, even if they have a lot of money, they want to keep making more and more and more, which whatever, all the more power to you. But at the same time, are we sure that this is someone who has as much money as she wants us to believe that she has? Becky says also selling her fugly clothes on Poshmark. Weird. And they're just graphic t-shirts and leggings, and just other just random basic things as well. I don't get it. Ronnie says weird. It's not safe for their kids, right? I don't like that they associate all this under one brand, under one umbrella. Becky D says, and I die at Black Isaac. Isn't it the best, honestly? Elise says at this point, Kail gives a best friend instead of mom and son with Isaac. And I think so too. And I feel like that's what she wants that relationship to transition to at this point, right? Even though Isaac is still about 16 years old or something like that. I think he still needs more so of that mom side, but it feels like Kail is ready for that other transition. Teresa says, I don't think Kail makes that much money. Her net worth says 1 to 2 million, but we know that's not actually what she has. So I don't think she's as rich as people think, and it's not people thinking. She's trying to tell us that she's got at least $7 million. She tells us every single one of her children has $1 million already waiting for them and set up. And then on top of that, somehow she's able to pay for the house that she's got. She purchased this massive plot of land. She's got all these cars. She's buying her boy toys cars as well. The cosmetic surgeries and stuff, all the traveling. Like, I just know, like, the live-in nanny or whatever it is that she's got, like, it does not compute to me. There's no way. I think something's amiss. I just cannot see somebody with tens of millions of dollars, right? Because in order to live the lifestyle she has with the numbers she's throwing around, she would need to have at least $10 million cash, but way more to comfortably put away $7 million for 7 children. You would, I think, need to have at least, I don't know, 15, 20 million or something like that, right? After taxes are all said and done. So I don't know, like there's just something so strange about it all. It's just not adding up. Malen says there are usually 50 plus men who are following the teen mom. Oh yeah, when they were teenagers. So they're the ones who will buy these kinds of stuff. Isn't that so gross? Right? And all the other stuff that the girls are putting out there as well, about. So these are old men who've been following them since they were teenagers. Now they're posting their kids and teenagers online. and then they're posting their own like fetish content and stuff. Like it's such a mess, honestly. I would love for somebody to do a full-blown study on all this, because there's just something um underneath kind of like the carpet there that really truly needs to be studied, because there's something so weird and so unethical about, what all of these people in this kind of like atmosphere are doing. Tyrell says Kendall Jenner did some enhanced, really? She did that? Her income on her taxes to make her seem more. I thought you told me Kendall Jenner was on Feet Finder. I was like, what? Really? No. Oh, but yeah, that's the thing. A lot of these like rich people or celebrities, they like to appear richer than they actually are. And it's just, when you look at the way that they're like moving, the things that they're doing, you kind of start to see that, wait a minute. Yeah, there's some exaggerations happening. Shelby says, hey, y'all, I just got out of class and clicked on the live so fast. So nice to see you, Shelby. Nice for joining. Happy Monday. Becky says she's steady trying to create drama to get someone to listen to her podcast. As always, thank God you do the dirty work and listen so we don't have to, Grace. I've got you, Becky. Always, always, always. Teresa says, I do think where she lives is super cheap. And that's true, right? I think her house was only like 3 something, right? No, sorry. The first one she had with Javi was like 1 something. They sold it for 2 something. And then the house she bought, I think max $500,000, which is really impressive for a house of that size, right? Oh my God, we've got South Africa in the house. So nice to see you, Kigabo. So nice to see you. Thanks so much for joining, boo. Becky says, but Milan, it's Kail. Who wants to pay her when there's much better looking ladies out there? Damn, y'all are brutal. Good morning, Angie. So nice to see you. I hope you had a great weekend. Yeah, you guys, I don't know. I really don't like when these teen mom girls do this type of work and continue to post their kids online, in tandem. It's just very, very weird. Kail did also drop a little bit of an anecdote about her marriage to Javi Marroquin. So she was saying, because again, people were writing in with these different kind of like stories about their lives and whatnot, and asking for Kail and Lindsay's opinions. By the way, I think there's something a little bit off about her current relationship with Lindsay, because they weren't really having discussions. Do you guys remember when the Baby Mama's No Drama podcast started to go downhill? We quickly noticed, because Kail and V would not have discussions. They would just rely on listener questions and listener comments and just, leave their own individual opinions on those things. Well, that's something that she's starting to do in the Coffee Convos podcast with Lindsay, right? So to me, I feel like something's a little bit off. They had some disagreements over something that Lindsay was dealing with in her neighborhood. Apparently, Lindsay left out her garbage on, I guess, like a Monday, went on vacation, or on a Sunday, went on vacation and didn't pick it back up until Thursday. And her neighbors had complained and she got fined, and she felt like she was in the right. Kail felt like she was in the wrong. Listen, I think it's normal and important actually to disagree with your friends if you don't share the same viewpoint or whatever. But like the vibes were just off in general. But anyway, she shared this kind of like anecdote about her marriage to Javi in the podcast. And so somebody was writing in about how whenever she goes to get her hair cut or to get a manicure or something like that, her husband accuses her of leaving him with the kids so that she can go and have like some time off, right? And like kind of like a mini vacation from the kids or whatever. And then Kail says that that's what Javi used to do to her when she would go grocery shopping. So anytime she would leave, he would be harassing her throughout her time in the grocery store. Like, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? I can't believe you're doing this to me. I can't believe you're leaving me with the kids. Honestly, I was like, do people like having kids? Because what is this? Javi wanted to have kids. He got with a woman who had a child. He quickly had another one with her. He wanted more children. He finds another woman, has more with her, yet he can't be alone with his kid. Like, what is it? What is the purpose of having these kids for if being alone with them for even 1 hour or 30 minutes or something like that while your wife is out grocery shopping is so debilitating to you, is so frustrating to you, is so annoying to you or something like that, right? I truly, truly do not understand. And a lot of people are like this, because Lindsay said she went through something similar in her marriage as well. And then, obviously the listener writing in, and, a lot of people, sometimes men are victim to this as well. So it's not really a gendered thing, but it's typically is the women who are victim to this. But a lot of people go through this, and it's just so fascinating to me, right? The way people, they're like, oh, I want to have kids. I want to have kids. I have to have kids. They have and they seemingly can't stand being around them or something like that, or having to deal with them on their own. I just don't get it. Shelby says her and Lindsay have such highs and lows. It's weird, right? Didn't they have some moments where they were also filming separately, similar to Kail and V as well? Listen, I'm telling y'all, let's mark it in the calendar. Monday, September 29th. Something's up in the coffee combos. They were not really having combos. They were just discussing fan stuff rather than like talking to each other. And she says, Kail is so cringe. I'm just waiting for her listeners to get the hint that she's trash. The podcasts she's on aren't what they used to be. I miss the Baby Mama's podcast. That was her best podcast. I can't believe she threw that away. I know she misses the income from that too. I think that one made her the most money. It was her most awarded podcast. It was her most listened to podcast. You know, Coffee Combos is still doing pretty well, but it's nowhere near what Baby Mama's was doing. And then Barely Famous, Let's Tombe. We're not, you know, like it doesn't even, you know, kind of register, right, on the chart. Len says, isn't Lindsay mega and Kail is very progressive? Good question. Is Kail really all that progressive? Because remember, Kail had to delete her Twitter because there were so many racist tweets. Like Kail was a flaming racist. She was posting all sorts of just terrible, terrible things on there. She got called out. The screenshots came out. I think I made a video on this back in the day. And then she couldn't keep up with all the stuff that she was writing at the time, that she had to go and like nuke the whole account. Just FYI. Becky says Lindsay has nothing but Kail. She will hang on to the wheels fall all the way off. And I agree. I truly agree, right? Because she no longer participates in the family reality show. She's kind of been excommunicated or exiled from her family as well. So she really, truly doesn't really have much outside of this. You know, speaking of Becky and anybody else watching, is Lindsay still, what's her relationship status with that guy? Do you remember when her parents got out of jail or just before they got out of prison or whatever, she went and changed her last name on what was that? What was it? Instagram, to the one of her boyfriend. And I know that they had an on and off again relationship or something like that. And I think that like she went and changed it back to her married. I don't know what she's been doing, but she's been going back and forth with her own last name. Does she at least have that guy these days? Because it kind of sounds like she's single again, right? Because she's still talking about her ex-husband like he's hers. Kaylin says, wouldn't believe anything Kail says about baby daddies. Good point, right? You always have to take what she says with a grain of salt. And I'm wondering, Angie. Tati says, Becky, I agree with you because I doubt her family will ever trust her again. No, never, 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 never. Kagoba says, Kagabo says, also take everything Kail says. Yeah, y'all aren't really believing Kail. Listen, she's kind of like a Janelle, right? Like they just say things sometimes. They just be talking. You know, speaking of they just be talking. She was doing an ad for this product. She's like, you know, I once had a guy cheat on me and it threw off my pH balance. So now I need to do all this stuff to get my pH balance right. Girl, the way you've been cheating in all of your damn relationships, stop it. You threw your own pH balance off, please. Becky says, like Janelle has kids, but does it really F with them? Exactly. Does anyone really take Nope. Only like delusional, crazy people would take the relationship advice from Kail. You know, to me, if you're taking relationship advice from somebody, it's because you wouldn't mind ending up like them. And if you wouldn't mind ending up like her in her situation, you might need a little bit more than just relationship advice. Kagaba says, do y'all think if Kail decided to become a healthy individual, we'd listen? I want that for her, but would we listen? I would if she became a healthy individual, because at that point, why not, right? Like the stuff would make sense. But will she ever? No. You know, she's already been consistently in therapy for like a decade at this point. These are the results. So I think that, you know, perhaps there's not much further or much more that she can do, you know, improvement wise, unfortunately. Jaleesa says Kail is typical white woman progressive, which means they're not progressive, to be honest. I think for her, because she likes men of color or whatever, she feels like that's enough, you know, or something like that, right? I can't be racist. My baby daddies are Black, Hispanic, this, that, the other, like, you know, but, you know, when you look at her actual views and whatnot, they're pretty out there, just saying. You'll have to dig up, you know, maybe if you just search Kail Lowry deleted racist tweets or something like that, you'd see a lot of the stuff that she was saying. She's a mess. Now, you guys, why don't we get into our final story of the day? Let's talk about Selena Gomez's wedding. Wedding bells are ringing, ding, dang, dong, ding, dang, dong. I'm sorry, you guys. And I keep saying this and I keep getting dragged for this, but I'm sorry, you guys. Like, okay, Selena, like, okay, girl. All right. Listen, she was a beautiful bride. I liked her hair. I think it looks very, very cute. I love the old Hollywood wave. I love the open back. I love the dress. I love the florals. I love the bouquet. It looks really, really cute. So congratulations to her and Benny Blanco as well, I guess, on their wedding. Can I tell you guys something? I want to favorite this for you guys. They're already starting to turn this into a Selena Gomez versus Hailey and Justin Bieber situation. So somebody made a video the other day actually on the Clock app and said that essentially she copied their wedding or something like that. She hired the same wedding planner. She hired the same Canadian photographers that they used for their wedding. Like, they're being compared. And I feel like that must be so freaking brutal, like you finally get over both of them, right? You get over your first big love, your first big breakup, yet somehow the world is not able to get over it. And they keep on comparing every single last thing that you do. There's like half the population, in this kind of like discourse about your relationship who think that you're copying everything about them. And then there's the other half that thinks that they're copying everything about you. Like, it's just, they really can never catch a break, right? So very, very, very sad stuff. Malin says she loves this for her. Yes, yes, yes. Love this for her. But Benny is very suspicious. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. I'm sorry. And it's not just the looks. It's just everything about him just icks me out. I don't know. Like, I don't know. He just gives me like gross vibes. People who are like just gross and like weird. There was like a YouTuber who just was such gross vibes. What's his name? Shane Dawson. Like, what isn't Shane Dawson? He lived like in this nice mansion. He had a lot of money, but he would like pee in water bottles and leave them around the house. Like, that's what I see. Like when I see Benny Blanco, like just, like, oh God. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know, y'all. I'm sorry. Congratulations, Selena. But okay. I feel like she could have done better, but if this is what you want, girl, congratulations. Anyway, you guys, that does it for today's episode of The Morning Report. I had a great time chatting with you guys per usual, and I'm looking forward to being back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk more about the day's hottest stories. If you enjoyed the show, please don't hesitate to leave a thumbs up so YouTube knows you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.